Hi.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Certifiably Feral with your lovely host,
Keli Budnick.
and me, Amanda Barron. So lovely to have you guys.
Oh, you know what I love?
I was like, what?
I love that it's just us.
I know.
I love guests,
Yeah.
but it feels like, I don't know, it feels like just a little,
It's a little more intimate.
when you visit an old friend, it feels like visiting an old friend, even though this is still so new, like just us feels like us.
It's kind of like this. I went to stay with my son over the weekend, who has his own house because he's a grown-up.
That's so rude.
I know. It was really cool, though. I did eat his snacks, which was super fun. I
did you
raided
leave
his
messes?
cabinets. No, but I did clean up his house when I got there.
No.
Because old habits die hard. But it's like, it was lovely being at his home and being in his space. But then when I got back to my space, it was like, and I think that's what it feels like. Like when a guest is here, it's still lovely and great. And it feels perfect and good and you love them. But then it's like when we get back here, it's like our home space. Like, okay, like we can take our pants off if we want to.
Well, if I take my pants off, I have to take my romper off, which means a lot's happening. So
Yeah.
next time.
Tune in.
Oh, show your new shirt.
Ooh.
It's similar to your other shirt with the braids and the snakes.
So I got this. Jackson actually bought me this, my son. This is my early birthday present. It says, saving some energy for myself.
Oh,
He got me this at the Portland Farmers Market, or not Portland Farm. Good gosh. The Portland Saturday Market.
oh.
My brain just was like, you really messed up, because I was like, that was Seattle. No, it wasn't. Oh my gosh. It's been a long weekend, and I'm returning.
Yeah.
So yeah, he bought it. This woman, she hand draws all these, and she had stickers and tote bags, and I love all of the stuff that is down there. If you haven't been to the Portland Saturday Market on the waterfront, you have to go. We have to go too.
I know. I'm ready for our Portland trip. I'm ready.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We could do a Certifiably Feral Portland tour. Because Portland is feral.
Yes.
I will have to tell you this real quick. Macy, we were down at the market and she went to go find a bathroom. She's like, I will not use a porta potty. I need a bathroom.
I support this, Lucy.
Yep. And
I'm not that
she's
feral.
like, I'm going to go in a restaurant. I'm like, but you should buy something. And she's like, nope, I'm just going to walk. I'm like, okay, you do you. And she comes back and she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, I tried to cross the street. My daughter's 20, by the way. She's like, and I see this woman, and this poor woman, and she's in the street, and she's naked, and she's like, I thought it was a man at first, and she was talking about her nether regions, and she's like, I've never seen so much hair there, and she was, and like, her generation, like, the bush is not in.
No.
And she was like, there was just so much. I thought it was a man. I knew there had to be a penis hiding in there. And she's like, and then I realized it was a woman. She's like, Mom, that poor lady. And she's like, but the cops came and then she started running through the market. And I was like, and she's just like,
welcome to Portland.
And we lived there, but we've never encountered anything like that. So she was just like, I was like, what do you need? She's like, I need some corn. Corn on the cob, like the elote. Like, I'm like, okay, that'll do it. Let's get you some corn.
Well,
Poor babe.
okay. I just realized my head is buzzing. Let's have a moment. Let's have a breath.
A centering breath. Send that buzzing down into your root chakra. I'd rather have my booty buzzing than my brain buzzing.
This is, well, maybe. Sure. Probably.
Roll with it. Roll with it.
Oh, I'm so glad you had such a fun visit.
It was lovely.
Jack graduated academy.
He did.
He's
a park ranger. He's official. He's a grown up. It's so weird to see. A friend of mine texted me this morning and I sent her the video. I got to pen his ranger badge on him, and my friend who's known him since he was like 7, she's like, how it's so wild to be like your tiny human that came from your body is now this grown man doing great things in the world. And like, how does that feel? And I was like, I can't even begin to wrap my brain around it yet. And it was really wild. And so in Washington, just brief on this, because a lot of people don't know this. I know you know this, but you have to be a park ranger. There's different levels. He's a level 2. So that means he also is an officer, which means he has to go through Washington State Police Academy with all of the people that are also going to be police men and women. And
which is intense.
And he was the only park ranger there.
Oh, you're kidding.
Only one.
Whoa.
Yep. So he had the hat on and everything. You saw the pictures, but it was just wild because like people don't understand that. They see a park ranger and they're like, oh, you're just a ranger. And in some states, that's why it's kind of confusing. Some states, people are park rangers or not officers. So he does both. And it's just been interesting. But just like the military, and my son would never choose the military because that is not his way of, like, he doesn't like the authoritarianism and all of that. But this also had that same element of like breaking you down a little bit and, you know, the unification of their unit literally. And it was so interesting to see this time he's changed and it's not a bad thing, but it's like it's just, and I'm sure that's going to shift a little bit because he just got out of academy. So he's very like the way he holds himself. Like we walked into Dollar Tree and he sort of saw some people that maybe he was assessing the situation and I watched him stand differently. And I'm like,
Bob.
I know. And his body just went into it. And I'm like, oh,
that's incredible. I mean, you know, there's a mixed bag around authority and, you know, especially in the like police officers specifically and all of that. And which he's had to work through some of that in some situations because he's such a kind, loving, gentle soul. Academy was hard for him in that way of like getting thrown into some really hard, like, how would you handle this situations? Oh, but what an incredible thing to like find himself and how he embodies those things.
Completely. And I didn't get to tell you this yet. 2 of the officers that were, they call them TAC officers, like the training, I don't know if that stands for training something, I don't know. They came up to me and they came up to him and they said, he was our favorite student.
Of course he was.
And one of them, I call her Tacky B. Her last name starts with a B.
Cardi B.
Tacky B. But I'm like, I don't call her that to her face, but behind her back, I'm like, Tacky B. She's lovely. Like typical, like queer woman.
Love
it. In the force for 34 years.
Amazing.
So amazing. She teaches meditation to them, which I loved. And so they're doing, you know, combative stuff where they're learning how to, you know, handle tough situations with the least amount of force possible. Right?
Awesome.
Which is what we should be doing.
Yep.
And she also knows how hard that can be on people. And for Jack, he's never had any of that. He
is a gentle soul.
Right. The most combative he's ever gotten is with his sister, and she usually always wins.
Yes. Macy.
And she's 5'4" or 3 or something.
She's scrappy.
Like that. She's scrappy. But it was just lovely. And she told me, she's like, I have never met anyone so sweet as your son. And I was just like, I don't know. I can't express it. I'm still processing it. Like the pride of that weekend and that experience.
Yeah.
And you, my dear, because Josh and I, we bought tickets to go see Journey.
Yes.
Which was our last tour, if I remember right.
Well, so they say.
So they say, which might just be
the finale.
Right.
You know.
But then
But it definitely looked like you guys you're ready to hang it up.
Okay.
I mean, they were amazing.
That's how I felt about Billy Idol when I saw it.
Oh, for sure. They're not quite Billy Idol in the end yet. I mean, they did incredible and full of life and spunk. And the drummer drummed, for hours, but his drum solo was like 5 minutes long. They all had their...
Wow.
It was very... Anyway, they couldn't go, so I got to go.
So Keli got to go.
And which, I don't know if you know this, but Journey's Greatest Hits CD is our family road trip.
I love that.
CD playlist now since my kids were babies.
I love that. It's so good.
It's like, but kind of disappointing. Yeah. They played a lot of their more new stuff, so we didn't have as many of the greatest hits, which was fine. The sound was not wonderful. So everybody was bitching and complaining, but I was like, are you kidding me?
We're here with Journey.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And their the instrumental solos were, whoa. Jim, and it was so fun because Jim was like, they have their faces up on the screen, like, as they're doing these solos, and they're just, like, in it. Like, doing the thing that they've spent their whole life creating and crafting and, like, their art. And just, like, you can just see on their face, they're, like, not even present.
They're lit up.
And Jim was like, isn't it incredible to watch these people doing the thing that they were born to do and get lost in it? Like, it was worth it just to go and witness that. And then, of course, it was just an amazing
Was it pretty full?
It was packed. The Spokane Arena, packed. Every seat.
Wow. Yeah. I love that.
It was very cool.
I was bummed we didn't get to go, but I'm so glad that you got to go. And and when we found out the dates and how they were, like, it's a no-brainer, like, we're just
obviously,
but it was, Josh is more of a fan than I am. I like them a lot, but, like, he's like that. His mom really was into Journey. And so it's kind of like how he grew up, but, I'm glad you got to go.
It was so fun. Thank you.
What else did you do?
Oh, what have I been up to? I've still been getting over being sick. I don't think I've talked about this yet. My current obsession is I'm doing belly dancing classes.
Yes.
I'm super bummed that you're not there because I like to share all of these things with you.
I have a client that night.
You're being a responsible adult.
Yeah.
But a couple of friends and I are doing belly dance classes. So I did belly dance. I don't know if I can go tonight. My back is really tweaked, and I'm like, oh, I might have to miss it.
Well, belly dancing is like little fine movements using muscles you don't know you have.
Yes.
I'm doing this because that's kind of what the hips...
That is like, and until you build those muscles, they are micro movements. Sometimes I'm like, am I doing it? I can't tell.
I feel like I am.
It feels like it, but I'm looking in the mirror and nothing's moving.
Ooh.
But it's really cool.
I'm going to have to dig out my tinctures for you.
Yeah.
The little finger symbols.
They do have, like, the sashes that you tie around your waist to wear because that helps you, like, know and see if you're moving. For those of us who can't quite tell yet.
Do you do it?
No, not yet.
What color would you pick?
Well, there's like the colors are so beautiful, like the oranges and the green, like all the jewel tones. There's an orange one and a green one that I always am like.
Do they have bells?
They have those little tinkling.
Yeah, I love that.
Tinkling dinky dinks.
Tinkling dinky dinks.
Yep.
There's a restaurant here. I went last year for my birthday, and the lady belly dances, and she has a sword on her head, and she dances with the sword on her head, and she put it on my head last year when she like had me go up and dance with her.
Did you send us a video?
I think I did.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's heavy, and I have no idea. Like, I can just doing the hips alone is hard, but then to put a freaking sword on your head, I'm like, that's talent.
Yeah. I'm not there. Our teacher, they do, I think it's Northwest Belly Dance. I don't know what it's called. I should look it up. They travel and do these like competitions and shows, and it is very cool. So for those of you who are tracking, we have done West Coast Swing.
Yep.
Now we're doing belly dance.
What's our next try? Hip-hop?
Jordan. No, I'm not doing hip hop. I'm going to stick with belly dance for a while, I think. We just signed up for a month, but I'm like, ooh.
Maybe you'll stick with it.
I think so. It's such a good exercise too. Like, it's good muscle. Anyway, I like it. Jordan was talking to his buddy who lives in New York. They haven't talked in a few months. Just life has been busy, and he's a sweetheart. I've known him since the kids were in middle school. And he's like, how's mom? What's she doing? And Jordan's like, well, listen to what she's done lately, and like lists off. So then he gets on the phone with me. He's like, hi, you're living your best life. Like,
yes, I am.
I said, yes, thank you. It's my turn.
It is. It is your turn.
I'm not driving you little rascals around anymore. So
it's so fun to try different things. I love that. I did belly dancing years ago, and I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
Like it's I love watching it, but me doing it, it just didn't connect in my body.
Yeah.
But the West Coast swing I really like.
Yes, we're opposite in that. Like, I liked West Coast swing, but like this I really love.
Yeah.
So,
well,
it's our different styles.
We just gotta keep doing different things.
Yeah.
There's an Irish dance studio in my neighborhood. Oh, have you seen that?
No.
Yeah. I'm kind of like interested a little bit.
I like this for you.
I feel like it would just be a fun thing to try. And yeah. I did like also burlesque. I liked burlesque until I was told in an odd way
that you're not it.
That it wasn't it. And it wasn't just me. There was others that weren't it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, it is in the eye of the beholder.
It is.
You're it for me.
Thank you. You know what our next thing we should try together? I've tried it before, but only once, and I want to try it again.
Okay.
Pole dance fitness class.
Well, let me keep working on my obliques and abdominals in belly dancing to get there.
Okay. And we can put it out to you guys. What would you like to see Keli and I try?
I love this. I love this.
Seriously, put it in the comments below. Or comments below. What do you want to see us try?
Yes.
We would even bring you. That could be a field trip.
Yes, field trip. Okay, I'm glad that we're talking about this. I forgot we were recording, actually.
We are recording.
Let's have a conversation with our friends. Couple of things. We have been talking about like how this is evolving. I know we talked about this a little bit, but how just like coming into recording this podcast, what is our purpose, what is happening, what is going on. So we love having our guests on, and we also love having our conversations. And just talking about what's coming up and going on with us kind of in real time, which we're going to do a little bit of today.
Yeah.
So just kind of letting you know where things are going from here. There's going to be a little bit of both. And I think, just having the balance of hearing other people's stories, what's going on with them, their feral freak flag flying selves, whatever that looks like, and us in our own ways doing that too. If this is something that you are enjoying, I would love it if our audience could grow a little bit. So
I would too. Yeah.
Maybe start sharing with your friends.
Please share. And because I have a couple of friends that have reached out and said, I didn't even think to share your podcast. I was like, please do.
Yes. We're not trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah. No.
And because, yes, of course, because the more people that listen, I don't know, the better I feel about it. It's like, hey.
Yeah. We're not. Like I said, we're not looking at getting from the very beginning. We're not looking at bringing Brene Brown on.
No, I would have other people I would choose before her. For sure.
I like Brene, but I feel like, again, our interest was never in bringing people who, if you look up podcasts with Brene Brown, there's already a million podcasts with Brene Brown. We want to bring in
people who nobody knows and
people that have
amazing stories.
Everybody has a story.
Yes.
Right? I find that I am so much more interested in people, this is kind of our topic today, that don't have, 100,000 followers, that don't have brand deals and things like that, that actually have zero interest in that. Like I said, we floated around the idea of getting Nerds gummy clusters. But
then when they put the juicy gummy clusters, we were like, no, you're not good enough for us.
And then when we found out that the arsenic levels were high.
Yeah, that we're literally dying.
We've got enough arsenic in our body for probably 7 years from just our stent.
I feel like if somebody came and tried to poison me with arsenic, it wouldn't even work because I've built up a tolerance so well with my
High
nerds.
five, same.
We're just doing the Lord's work.
We are doing the Lord's work. Somebody's got to.
Anyways.
Yeah. So today we wanted to kind of, we were actually having a conversation before we were recording our podcast, and we're like, why are we not recording this? We wanted to dive into, well, that was my mic. We wanted to dive into some of the, this podcast is all about being feral and wild and a little crazy and intense and also sorrowful and fearful if need be and messy and all of those words,
Feral is literally just being your whole ass self.
It's being authentic.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I was telling Keli, and this kind of leads us in. Are we ready to jump into the meat and potatoes?
Yeah.
And when I say meat, for you people who don't eat meat, this could
maybe it's tofu.
It could be seitan. That's okay.
Satan?
Seitan. Do you know seitan?
No.
It's a vital wheat gluten product.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a vegetarian for 17 years, so I had to get creative with my cooking. I made it from scratch one time. If you ever want to know all the things that I've made from scratch one time, just ask. But there's a reason why it was just one time. I'm sure you've done the same. You recently made something from scratch that you might want to tell everybody about.
One time.
The balls. The Brazilian balls.
Brazilian balls. Listen, first of all, I wasn't in my right mind. I did my mic.
Did you microdose you again?
Have I told you this? No.
Wait, you did it again to make the balls?
Yep. Well, okay, so I did my mushroom trip. I waited the 21 days, and then there's like a protocol for doing some microdosing afterwards to help support the neuroplasticity.
Has it been 21 days?
Girl, it's been longer than that. I know. Time is not real. So I might have been confused about how much the microdose was, and I tripled what I was supposed to do. And I'm sitting there, and I had it, and like 2.5 hours later is when it hit me, because it takes a long time for it to enter your system. It was in a little capsule. 2.5 hours later, I'm sitting with Jim, and I was like, I'm having a stroke. Like, because I forgot I had taken them, first of all, because it was a long time. And I thought, microdose, I wasn't going to feel it.
But if you take 3 times.
But 3 times. Now, granted, 3 times of what my microdose was 1/30th of what my hero dose was. So I was like, this is nothing. Sure, it'll be fine.
Except it wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't fine. Like, the room was warping a little bit, but not as much as the first time, just enough for me to think I was having a stroke.
Oh, God.
But then, as soon as I realized, oh, silly goose, you took those mushrooms, then I was fine. And then I had energy, and I was like, sure, I saw you sent this recipe of some delicious Brazilian burnt sugar balls of coconut magic.
What was the base? Is it
sweetened condensed milk?
That's right.
That you cook into this like candied texture. You add coconut, and then you dip it in creme brulee burnt sugar. It was delicious, very sweet, and a lot. But anyway,
that's how you got there.
That's how. I don't know that I would have ever done that, because you literally sent the video and I was making them 20 minutes later at 10 o'clock at night.
I was so confused because you posted it on your story. I was like, oh, she must have seen that before I sent it, because I don't even think you liked it or commented or anything.
Well, I couldn't. I was on the mushrooms.
Well, you couldn't because you were making it.
Yes, that too.
So then I was like, wait, what? And then our Brazilian friend, she was like, "Oh no,
that burnt sugar shit.
No,
what is that?
No, what is that?
Here's how we
I'll make it for you guys.
Yeah. So come home from Brazil so you can make it.
You owe us the balls.
Yeah, she has actually made me a version of that before, and hers was much
better
because she knows she's got the skills.
Well, maybe we should stick to the mashed potatoes.
Those are my people. That's what I do. I'm really good at it.
Exactly.
Potato famine, what?
That wasn't real, actually. We learned later, but...
Yeah, that was just genocide. We'll talk about that another time.
Sinead was right.
Yeah.
So...
Sorry, tangent.
Which they're used to. This is Certifiably Feral.
That's what you're here for. Tangents.
Little as I say, not tangents, side quests.
Yeah, I do love a side quest.
It's a side quest.
Yeah.
So we thought that today we would, I'm going to take my shoes off too, that we would dive into kind of where we've both been in terms of our feelers and what's been going on inside. And both Keli and I have been going through different yet similar aspects of all the feels. We were talking today about how much duality is going on, and there's always duality in life.
Always.
There's always duality in life. But to me, I was saying this to a friend over the weekend. I was like, the duality of life used to feel different. Mm-hmm. It used to feel easier. It felt like the dips were less dippy.
Yeah.
And the consistency of the calm was a little more steady. Mm-hmm. And now, and it's not just politics. It's not just the changes that are happening in our world, which are massive and fast and big. It's not just the social media stuff. It's everything. It's even like interpersonal stuff, right? It's like, if it was a roller coaster, it would have those steady drops and steady rises, and it would be one that you could maybe catch your breath on a little bit. This roller coaster is like this.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it hard. Mm-hmm. I think it also, for me, I've noticed, has been forcing me into a place where I can't do performative anymore at all. And we were talking about this earlier, and I want to dive into it even more because we were saying some good shit that who knows if we'll get there again, but
we'll do our best.
We'll do our best. I'll trust that the walls that have gathered the info will put it back on us. But it's the duality of life right now is heavy. Mm-hmm. But it's also rich and it's also beautiful. And what I'm noticing with that duality is the lessons are coming in quicker and more frequent, which are forcing me, and I think this also speaks for you too, to do the work.
Yeah.
And the word I always use is to shift or to alchemize into the growth that I need to do in myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing this across the board in clients and friends, everybody. Yeah. There's no more of that like, oh, this is cute. Mm-hmm. Might play around with some personal growth this year and meet a goal. It's like, no, you have to do this, or I don't want to say you won't survive, but that's kind of how it feels to me.
Mm-hmm. It feels very sink or swim. Mm-hmm. I try to think of seasons like this, like the tides of the ocean, and when it's coming in a rush, it's like, are you going to surf or are you going to get beat down by the tide? Mm-hmm. And that is what things feel like right now. Am I going to ride this and let it carry me into the next place? Or am I going to get like the riptides coming in and churning me up and pulling me out and spitting me out somewhere else? It's, when I say sink or swim, like that's the picture in my mind is, am I hopping on to this ride and riding it for everything that I can get out of it? Or is it going to churn me up? Either way, something's coming on the other side. But how hard is it going to be?
Completely. When you say that, it reminds me of, I went to Hawaii years ago with the kids after a breakup, and like literally got beat the shit out of with the ocean. Beat the shit out of. And it was my first time back in the ocean in a long time, and I wasn't used to it. And I mean, I got pummeled and it hurt, and I got water up my nose and sand like in my ears. You gotta do that. Like push your head down in the sand.
Yeah.
And I got out and I went over to the blanket, and I just like, I hadn't had time to like grieve the loss. And I just sat there and cried. Yeah. And my sister-in-law at the time took the kids and they like played in the water. They were older. They were fine. But like they were checked on me, and I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. But I just sat there, and it was such a lesson.
Yeah.
And like, you have to let go.
Yeah.
And it's, I think so many of us are grieving right now, grieving what things used to be, the ease of life of, you know, and I say ease because in so many ways, you and I are in some of the most, should be easier parts of our life. Our kids are grown. Like, our careers are going well. Like, things feel stable in some ways. And that's true. But in other ways, it's hard. And it kind of makes you wonder, it's like, okay, is that designed for a reason?
Right. Which I think, you know, it's funny because this last week or so, being in like on social media and in different conversations, you know, it's like the astrology is that never in our lifetime has this happened astrologically, never in the last 5 lifetimes or whatever. Never in, now moving on from astrology, like in this situation, never, you know, all the unprecedented stuff. And again, this isn't even about politics, although that is an obvious societal thing. It's not about astrology. It's not about anything. It's literally a shift is happening across the board in every situation. And like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? That's a good way of putting it.
It's really, it truly is.
Yeah.
It just like being like churning in the waves of the ocean. Like there's just like what end is up, where, what is happening? I don't know. And every day is something different and something like, you know, whether it's my kids are arguing with each other on my way out the door today. And I'm like, I don't even like being in my own home with you people, you know, like real life, figure your shit out before I get home because you're old enough to handle this and I don't want to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And also, like, I have that, my own version of that going on inside of myself with my teenage parts or my, you know, reconciling situations that are going on with family or whatever. It's, I feel like I'm just rambling about this, but because it's happening in every sphere of our world now.
And it's every person. I mean, I think you guys that are listening can probably think of multiple experiences that you're having in your own life right now that that you can relate to what we're saying. And, you know, whether you have little kids or no kids at all, you know, whether you're in a good spot in your job or you're not. I mean, every situation is different. But the thing that, again, that I'm hearing, I laugh because my ADHD brain is reminding me of something funny that we'll get to in a second, because I can hold a side quest while talking about another side quest. But basically, everybody's going through their own version of this.
Yes.
And some of it is really big, you know, and some of it might feel like big to someone, but to another person, they might be like, oh God, I went through that like 20 years ago. Right. But it feels so big to that person in the moment. But like I said, when I'm like surveying the room, because I love doing that, I'm hearing this consistency of, oh, I don't have a choice anymore. I have to do this differently.
Yep.
Like, there's no choice. And that to me feels different than before.
Yes.
Before, it was kind of like, well, if I don't work on this, whatever, like, you know, I'll get to it later. And that was okay. But now it's like, oh, nope, you're going to get a lesson tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And it's like this part of you is going to keep knocking and it's going to get persistent and loud and almost like banging until you open the damn door and do the work.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we talk about that. Like, I think the work gets thrown around a lot in both spiritual spaces and in therapy. What is the work?
What the hell does that even
What
mean?
is that to you? I'm curious.
Oh, what is the work? Well,
for you, what have you noticed?
In my life right now, what is the work that I'm doing?
Or just what would you describe how would you describe the work for yourself?
The work for me, I describe it like, well, here's how I've always described it, is it's a can of worms. And years ago, 10 years ago, I would be like, I know all of this. I know I got to deal with all this stuff. I know I need to go to therapy. I know I need to blah, blah, blah. But I don't have time to take the lid off of this can of worms. Yeah. I don't have the space for this. I don't have the capacity for it. I'm momming. I'm doing this, 10 years ago. And the can of worms, if you don't occasionally take the lid off and pull a few worms out, at some point, that motherfucker is going to explode and you're going to have worms everywhere. To me, that is like the mental picture of the work. Whether that is going to therapy to process old stuff, new stuff. It's taking a worm out and it's saying, okay,
let's look at you, little creepy crawler.
What are you, I heard you knocking on that lid. What are you saying? Some days that looks like, for me right now, when I have been in an avoidance space of like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Everything's too big. And also I'm too tired. And also I don't know what to do with all of this and how I'm supposed to be showing up. So, and also I need a break. And all of that has been very valid. And then it dipped into a place of avoidance. And then the worms were knocking a little louder and things were getting a little more shaken up. And then maybe a few jumped out of the can and took me by surprise.
It's like those toy things, like Reiki. It says like peanuts, and you take the lid off, and it's like snakes that pop out or whatever.
Exactly. But now it's just like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna sit. Literally a couple of days ago, I was like, phone's going away. The house is quiet for an hour. I am literally going to sit here and see what thoughts come. Period. I'm not meditating. But I'm just choosing not to distract myself. And I'm just going to see what thoughts come. And it was actually very enlightening. And I got some really good insight about some things and was like, holy shit, this works just sitting with yourself.
Right?
Who knew?
Who would have known when everything gets quiet that that's what it is? And that is the work, which honestly, it's hard to clear space to make that happen. But what would you say, like, once you get in that space, does it feel like work?
No. It doesn't feel like work in that space, in that moment. I think the avoidance comes for me of knowing something's going to come up that I'm then going to have to deal with.
Yeah. So I love that you said that, because I work a lot with clients with attachment styles, right? That's like one of I love talking about attachment theory. And we always think about attachment theory with other people, right? Like, oh, this is how I show up. You have an anxious or you have an avoidant attachment style. This is how I show up with my partner, or this is how I show up in situations and with other people dynamics. And yes, that's true, obviously, but that also happens with our own inner work. And I love that you talked about the avoidant, because for me, it's the opposite. I am the anxious attachment style. So when I feel the uneasiness inside, it's like this weighted pendulum that dips down into my heart and is connected to my eyes. That is like your lacrimals, right? Your tear duct area. Weird massage school terminology coming out. But it like connects and it like is big and it like waves back and forth and it just pulls. And it feels so intense that I have the hardest time avoiding it. I have the hardest time. Let's talk about it now. Let's figure it out now. And that's how it shows up with other people, right? Is, can we work this out? Can we move through this so that we can move past this? Because I can't feel peace or relaxed in my body or in myself until that is shifted. And obviously, with avoidant and anxious, there are these like shadow sides. And then there's some parts that you're like, okay, there's some healthy parts to this. Sometimes we do need to take a break from a situation. I did that over the weekend and it served me well. And I did get to be a little avoidant in that moment.
Consciously avoidant.
Exactly. And there's some times where it's like, no, this needs to be talked about now. And then there's that healthy space where it's like, let's find the middle ground. Yeah. But for me, I have a hard time sometimes, and this is with a big, long background in meditation. It's like, I think I think it's like, I want to do it so bad, but I know if I go into it, it's going to be, I'm going to need more time than I think I have. And so I love that you said I just sit and be quiet. And to me, journaling is the way that I do that. Is just sit and write, because then I get to get that anxious part out on the page. Because sometimes when I sit and try to just be quiet, it's too much. It's like but what if, you know? And if I can just get it all out, then I'm able to like sit in that. And it usually always serves me. But I love talking about this because everybody has their own way that they approach this. And some people might need to get out and take a run or walk and move their body. You know, I know we had Tara Carlson on in our last podcast and our last episode, which she sent us a lovely card and these stickers. Can you show the stickers?
Gosh, yes.
Well, the card's adorable. It's got a banana on it and this cute girl sliding down it. And these stickers, we each get one. What is it? What do they say? Feral
Until further notice.
Let me see those. Thank you, Tara.
Oh, so cute.
I love it. So
yes, but moving the body.
That was something she talked about a lot, is like dance and how moving her body helped to calm that anxious part of her. And yeah, I love like the concept is so coming back to the term, the work. And then I want to come back to my side quest because I'm going to lose that if I don't. Okay. The work can be anything that works for you.
Yeah. Well, and the work is the actual work of the work is willingness.
It is.
It's willingness to be with yourself.
Your, as you say, your whole ass self. Your whole authentic self. And not the parts of you that you think other people should, like, not the version of you, I should say, that other people told you to be. This is you being you. And sometimes that's scary, especially if we don't know what that is yet. Right.
Which, that is why I think maybe a little therapy or maybe, you know, working with someone, whether it's a somatic person or an energy person or whatever we feel drawn to, someone who can help hold space, to mirror, to just be a sounding board or somewhere that you can just go blah. And sure, for some people that's actual talk therapy. For some people it's a different type of therapy, or it's just having a friend, a partner, someone who you can process with. And the different seasons of life, that's going to look different.
Absolutely.
And it gets to look different. I mean, obviously, you know, we're both, well, obviously you are, but we're both proponents for therapy of some kind. And because that is the place where authenticity gets to be fully explored with a neutral party where you can just go. And you're paying the money, they gotta listen.
Well, and it's the opportunity to have what you're saying, like you said, like a mirror, it's reflected back because we're too close to our stuff. The analogy that I always use with clients is if Kelly and I walked to this beautiful lake right now and it had mountains surrounding it, gorgeous trees, and I'm going to let Kelly be the person just because this is the story that I usually tell. Kelly, I'm like, hey, Kelly, look at that beautiful tree up there on that mountain peak. It's got snow on it. And Kelly's like, I can't see it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I look down and Kelly's got her face. Literally, she's so close to it. She's so close. She wants to see it so much that she's got her eyes in the bank of the lake. And she's like, all I see is brown. And then all it takes is like, wipe, wipe, wipe.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But when it's our own stuff, we put our face, we're too close to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Like we were having a conversation about like a catch up before our podcast about our own stuff. And it's like, we're both in our own stuff so much that there's things that we miss. And so like you said, sitting down with a friend, sitting down with a therapist, sitting down with a somatic practitioner, any of these people that can help you go, hey, wipe, 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 look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Side tangent.
Okay. Side quest.
Side quest. I don't know why this popped in my brain, but roll with me. Survey for you and for you at home. Has there ever been in a time in your life where you sit like this, like my knees up? Maybe you're a kid and you're sitting in your chair and your face gets close to your knee and you kiss it. or you lick it, or you bite it. Have you ever done that in your whole life?
Specifically knee.
Yeah, like you're a kid or whatever, and you're like sitting and you just give your knee a little kiss.
I don't know. I would say probably not.
Probably not. Okay. So what made me think of it was I was on the way back from Portland yesterday, just scrolling, being passenger princess that I get to be. And I see this guy and he's like, have you ever just, and then he's like, and he kissed his knee. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have done that my whole life. Like my whole life.
I love it.
I surveyed the car, my daughter, my husband. They're both like, yeah. Jack's like, or Josh was like, of course I kiss my knee. And Macy's like, I bite my knee. I do it all the time. And I was like, what? Then I'm reading the comments and people are like, yes, bite, lick, kiss. Like, this is a thing.
Interesting.
So do you do that? Have you done that? And again, you have to kind of think about, maybe you don't sit like this anymore, but if you did sit like this, have you ever?
I would say if my brain is telling me bite. Like that is what I would do right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I probably have.
It's just funny. Like, why do we do that though?
So weird. But you know what? I asked knee specifically because Ellie, to this day, my daughter, I don't know if she sleeps like this, but as a kid,
she bit her arm.
She would have hickeys on her arm. Like she would do it so long or hard or whatever. And I'm talking like 7 years old. And I would be like, honey, what'd you do to your arm? And then finally we figured it out. And that is one of her self-soothing. Granted,
I was going to say, that sounds like a self-soother.
This child sucked her thumb until she was like 9 years old.
Same.
And then had to switch to something else. And I kind of wonder if that's what it was. But to this day, if she's stressed out, hickey on the arm.
Self-soothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In her sleep, whatever.
Just what she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny to think back to what those things are, like for your self-soothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely, I remember I was a thumb sucker till probably like in this, like not in person, like around other people. I think I stopped maybe around like 8 or 9. Like around my parents, I would. Not my friends.
Yeah, same.
But then didn't like sleeping to fall asleep 12-ish. And I remember having this long conversation with my Donnie Wahlberg doll.
Oh, Donnie.
My New Kids on the Block. Because most people were like Jordan. I was like all about Donnie.
Okay.
And I was like, Donnie.
Not the most handsome of them.
Really? I thought he was. He looked like a man compared to the rest of them. They looked like little boys.
Well, good for you.
But I was 12.
Okay.
Okay. I was also in love with Uncle Jesse, but I took the doll and I was like, Donnie, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, they were coming to town. They were coming to Spokane, and I didn't get to go to the concert and my other friends were, but I was like, I'm gonna quit sucking my thumb for you because I'm growing up.
Oh my
I remember having in the top of my bunk bed this conversation with my Donnie doll. I also had the New Kids on the Block sleeping bag. But then about probably a month or 2 later, I burnt my Donnie doll with my friend Rachel, and she burnt her Joey doll in her driveway. It was symbolic of letting them go.
Yes. Many people actually did this specifically with New Kids on the Block. I ran over my CD I had my dad run over it with the car.
They didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't, but I think there was a like massive breakup with New Kids on the Block at some point.
We're growing up.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to be that anymore.
Right. Very weird.
I don't remember what I switched to, but I think it was a band called Snow. They sang Informer. You remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only song I know.
That's all I know too. Huh. But I really like them. And then I think that was right around the pivotal time of getting into grunge too. And I was like, I was just like Chris Cornell.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Donnie.
Have you seen Chris? I mean,
yes. Good trade up, I'm going to say.
The hair, the eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the voice.
I had a side quest to your side quest and I forgot it. Dang it. Oh, well.
It just occurred to me too that I think people with ADHD make really good therapists because in the therapy room, we always have to be a couple steps ahead of the client. Right. And we also have to be able to hold, like, as what's the client
being said, as it's said, but also planning 2 steps ahead.
So if you said something about something 10 minutes ago and you're still talking about something, I'm going to have to hold that and then have an extra side quest off of that of where I want to go, but I have to hold it and then remember to come back. And I think everyone I've known with ADHD, yes, there's a lot of those moments, but we always circle back.
Yes.
And if we don't in the moment, it'll be like 2 weeks later that we do.
Yeah. It comes back when it needs
It
to.
is a strength. I believe that fully.
Listen, you cannot convince me that neurodiversity is not the next step of evolution.
Absolutely.
You cannot.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's the messy middle.
Ooh, yes. Yes.
But it's on the way.
Which is part of...
Now I want to bite my knee.
Do it.
No, I'm just...
Do it, lady. Okay. Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
Which, okay, if you guys haven't seen Do It, Lady, Chit is this guy who does these skits. He reminds me of the brother on Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, it's an acquired taste.
It is.
You got to have a stupid sense of humor.
My kids do not think it's funny, but
no,
we think it's funny.
I mean, I think it's funny, that specific part. I don't think Chit as a whole.
No, I've watched other skits of Chit, and I'm not no, but that part, I just think it's funny. He has this little saying where he writes in this woman's card for her birthday. He just writes, "Do it, lady," Chit, like instead of like "Happy birthday." But then Keli, so we kind of say that back and forth to each other because I showed Kelly, or Josh fell in love with it, and then he showed us. But Keli sent me, she found someone's car with a bumper sticker.
She was in front of us in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Were you so excited?
I was like, this is the funny part, you don't know this. So we're driving, and I see her, and I see the Do It Lady bumper sticker, and I was trying to get my phone out fast enough, and then Jim passes her, and I was like, damn it.
Do it, Jim.
I know it, but I couldn't even have the presence of mind to tell him, I need you to stop, I need to take a picture of that. I was just so, like, flooded with excitement that I couldn't, and then it was over, and I was like,
but you got the picture.
So then we're in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru, and she pulls in front of us.
Oh, so this was somewhere else first.
Yeah, we're driving to Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Also, mixed feelings on Chick-fil-A, but
everybody,
the chicken is the chicken. So, and then we're driving through the parking lot to get through the drive-thru, and then I see her car, and she makes it there in front of us, and I'm like, the gods have sent her back to me.
It's so good because I had Chit's face and just said, "Do it, lady," and I'm like, oh.
And I'm like, honey, I handed my picture or my phone. I'm like, take a picture of that. And he's like, okay. And I still hadn't. He to this day does not know anything that was going on there.
He doesn't know because you're just too, like, on your phone.
Too much. I need this to happen right now.
And it's so funny because I was in the car and I felt bad because someone was talking to me. Now I can't remember. And I like, you know how your phone, and I'm trying to get better at this, but sometimes I'm not, like my phone will pop up and I'm still working on the urgency.
The conditioning, of the Pavlov's dog of I must check this.
Right. And all I see is you sent me this picture and I'm just like, oh my God. And then I was like, I'm sorry, that was really rude. Like, I think it was Macy. And she's like, it's okay. Cause she does that too, you know, but I was just like, do it, lady. Do it, lady.
So good.
Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
And that's how he says it.
He says it really funny.
Do it, lady.
So do it, lady is kind of one of our slogans for life right now. It is.
Because it could mean anything.
Do it, lady.
Do it, lady. Do it. And he says, do anything. It's your birthday. Yeah. Like, you can do anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like the treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
You know, from that, what was that, Parks and Rec or something? Yeah. Some show I don't watch, but anyway.
I love it. But this moment right here is an example of duality. And we do this in our podcast.
Yes. We do this in our life.
We do this a lot.
So it's going to be in the podcast.
Right? But it's like we're down here and we're talking about like this. And we're up here. And I think that this is a massive strength.
Yes.
This is where you come back to what you said about neurodivergency, like being a super power, really. Yes. Like the next evolution is what you said.
Yeah, it is. I think it is. And I think, of course, you know,
it comes with
it absolutely. And it comes with its downsides, and it comes as a response in our systems to overstimulation, to trauma responses, to nervous system dysregulation. I'm convinced neurodivergency is we don't evolve unless there is a stimulus to force evolution. And I think the stimulus that's forcing this evolution of our brains, of our of our neuro everything is everything. Kind of back to what we were talking about before. Everything is heating up so much, and I kind of feel like sometimes that we're the frog in the pot, that it's been like the slow heating up and now the water's boiling.
And we're like, we got to get out.
We're like, what the fuck?
We got to do something different.
We're hopping out of this pot.
We got to do something different.
And so, yeah. And I think for all of us, that looks different. Like, my next version of my life is not going to look like your next version of your life. Side quest. My daughter was on the phone with a girl from high school the other day. They were catching up. And this kid was around our house a lot. Lovely young lady. Very opinionated and strong personality. And this is what I overhear. And I'm pissed off. I just need you to know this. She...
Do it, lady.
She says... So, like, she must follow me on social media, which is fine, whatever. She doesn't anymore because I blocked her, I'm going to be honest. She says...
Sometimes they got to.
Does your mom really think she's, like, doing magic or something? Has she lost her mind? Like, literally asking this. And I'm just like, I know this person, so I'm just like, yeah, take it with a grain of salt, whatever. But it has been, as my Grammy would say, stuck in my craw for days, of like at least a week, of like, does your mom really think she's doing magic? And Ellie, we're talking about it later, and she, Ellie's like, whatever, mom, But I was like, I'm doing science. Sure, it's magical because anything that is out of the ordinary and exciting and new and whatever, gets to be magical because, like, what's life without magic?
Right.
Fuck off.
Right.
But woo! But even that, I'm like, you know what? My magic, my science, my next step in evolution gets to be mine.
It does.
And yours gets to be yours. And it gets to be whatever. It shouldn't look the same because we're not the same. And this whole entire world needs all of our individual things. Even if, like, yours and mine are so not, like, they just don't go together, that's okay.
That's okay.
But don't shit on somebody else's.
Exactly. Was it you I can't remember if it was you that said this. This is something that keeps sticking with me. Or if it was something I saw online or someone else said it. It's like, what you think of me is none of my business. What you think of me, and you overheard that. So it's, and obviously our inclination and our reaction, of course, is to first go like,
defensive, or
we all do
protective.
That. We all do that.
Yes.
That's very human. But it's like, wait a minute. And that's the sitting with it and going, what you just said is like, no, this is my magic. It's my science, my magic, my process, my alchemization, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
It is yours. And I call it magic because I feel like it's magic.
Yes.
But this really hits close to home too, over some things I recently went through. And we are in spaces where we use the words like healing and magic and witchy and what are some other words that you can think of that are maybe more taboo to some people? Not to us. It's like normal talk.
Yes, I know. It's so interesting because some things have become so normal,
right? That
it's like, oh,
spiritual.
Not everybody thinks this
not
way.
Everybody does, and that's fine. But what are some other words? Can you think of any more?
My brain is blank.
Again, the old term would be which is we're all witchcraft, woo woo. We're taking away, like and it's interesting because New Age, exactly. For me, I don't say, oh, I practice witchcraft. No. I say, I practice magic, or I practice, this is part of my spirituality. Yeah. Because for me, I don't like to be put in any kind of a box. No. And that's why I don't label myself as a certain type of religion, whether that is like pagan or Wiccan or Christian or Buddhist or whatever. I'm like, no, I am a spiritual light being. That's it. Yeah. And do I play with tarot cards? This is my new deck, by the way, we're going to play with. The Pulp Tarot. I got this in Portland. But I think part of it is don't don't make assumptions. That's my big thing. And that's what I'm hearing you say too. And you and I both have gone through this with multiple family members, other people. Do not make assumptions about me without actually asking me. Don't. Why would you not?
Especially with people that you're in relationship with. If I'm in a relationship with someone who I truly care about, and they are engaging in something that I don't understand, rather than immediately jump to the conclusion of you're not okay, you're off the deep end, you're whatever.
Bad othering.
Hey, what's going on? Like, I noticed you have a new or whatever. Like, what's going on?
I saw this video.
I'm interested in what's going on with you.
Can you imagine if everybody in this world right now was just a little bit curious instead of jumping to judgment and making up their mind about someone without actually asking them? And we all do it. I know I do it too.
Yes.
Like we all do it. But that is something that I'm really, really working on because I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of that. And so do you. It sucks. Be curious. Ask me.
Yeah.
Right? If you and we talk about this a lot in sessions. The story I'm telling myself is this.
Right.
The idea that I've come up with about you is this. I'm kind of wondering about this. Is this true?
Yeah.
And then you usually get there, hopefully you get that person's authentic version of whatever it is that you're wondering about.
Yeah.
And then you find understanding, empathy, and then tolerance if it is a little bit different.
Yeah. Especially when the relationship is one that's of value.
Absolutely.
It's interesting because my role in this world, my Enneagram, my astrology, my human design, all of it points to my role, and any of that you believe in or think is cool or not. Like there's every version of the personality test is that I am a disruptor. I am I think that's the Enneagram. It's called the challenger. Like every part of me is a disruptor. I disrupt systems. I am typically pretty communicative. Like I don't really hide any part of me. And therefore, my role in my out loudness tends to be disruptive to people. And that used to be really hard because it opens the door to a lot of othering or rejection or, and granted, less mature versions of me were not fun. Like my disruptor, challenger self was disruptive. It didn't feel good. Whether I was too messy in it or maybe just arrogant or whatever, I didn't always do it in the most gentle way. And so that may have had more relational disruptions than I would want. But what is my point? Shit. I think one of the things that I really have accepted about myself is maybe it's part of my neurodivergency. Maybe it's part of my personality. Maybe it's part of whatever. But I am going to be someone who challenges the status quo. And in that, there may be some discomfort. People may be, hey, I noticed this. I have to be ready in what I'm doing now. I feel the responsibility of, if I'm saying I'm a witch, I want to say that because it disrupts the system. It says women who practice healing, meditation, self
exploration.
Yeah, and self-devotion and all of that we were burned for in the past, that we were othered for, that we were made the villain for. I want to wear this word proudly.
Right. And it means something that a lot of people do not understand.
Yes. And it is an opportunity for you to ask me a question. Same with, when I started researching on shamanic healing and bringing that into my practice. That was the disruption in some of our family. Was a family member was like, oh, what is this shaman thing that she's talking about? She Googled it. She saw all kinds of cultural, different scary things to her, and was like, oh, well, you're possessed by demons now. You can't be in my life anymore. And there's all kinds of versions of that. But now when I decide I'm going to embody something, and that's probably going to disrupt some comfort, I'm also going into it prepared to answer the questions when someone says, well, so what are you doing now? Like, what is this you're talking about? Well, it's something I'm discovering. I might not know, like, even in tarot, like, this is something I'm discovering. This is something, like, I'm just curious exploring this. And we'll report back.
Sure. And if it sticks and I enjoy this, there's also, like, ask me questions about it instead of making an assumption from something that you have been taught, because one of the biggest and best things you can do for yourself is unlearning.
Yes.
Unlearning what you have been told. Explore, ask questions to people that are doing something.
Yes.
And then make a decision on your own.
Yes.
Make a decision on your own free will.
Yeah.
Use your own beautiful, brilliant mind to make your own decision, right? And I love that you brought up
such a novel concept.
I bought, and I wish I would have brought one, but again, at the market, the Portland market, there was this man, a drawing artist. He's a sketch artist, and he uses charcoal pencil and colored pencil. I think it's Stuart. I'm going to mess up his name. I do not remember his full name. We'll link it. But he's incredible. And I walked in and started viewing his prints, and I just started crying. I started weeping, and I can't even describe his stuff, his art. Maybe the closest thing it would be Salvador Dali, where there's so many things going on in the picture and you can see it, but there's so many elements, and once you focus on one moment, it leads you to the next moment. And I mean, you're gonna love them. They're brilliant, but it's themes about kind of what we're talking about here. One that I fell in love with was, it's so hard to describe, but it's like this pod. I ended up buying 3 prints. It's this pod, and it's black and white on the inside of this, like almost like a kidney bean shaped pod. And then from the kidney bean shaped pod is a tunnel coming out, and then it goes out into this, and it's colored pencil, and it's like this light and flowers, and this being that is almost like a fairy or an angel with wings.
How cool.
And in it is like all these symbols of like people being fed these stories about war, about religion, about this, about that. And then the person is like trying to get out of it, and then they're digging a hole to get to the other. They're moving through this tunnel to get out, right?
Wow.
And it's like I sat there and cried, and I just was like, I was telling the guy, I'm like, I feel seen by your art, and he was just like, that's all. Like, he was so humble too. Like, his ideas are so broad and vast and big that I'm just like, how do you? Look at I was like, look at what you're doing. And he's just like, I'm just a dude at the farmer's market. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you get it.
Yeah.
I think, to me, it seems, and it sounds like to you, this seems so easy. Like, or so like what we should be doing. And yet I know, because I'm experiencing it, as are you, and as you have, and as I have, people that just don't want to do that. They don't want to leave that bean.
Right.
That's safe.
Right.
For them, it's safe. To me, it's like the Wizard of Oz when she's in Kansas, and then she goes to Oz, and it's like the colorful.
Right.
I don't have any interest in staying there. I never have.
Well, and it's once you get like the safety of the pod, the safety of that little seed or that little protected place, for a while, it is everything. It is, when I look at my mom or at my family or people who You know, or like, does your mom really think she's doing magic? When I look at that and the safety that is there, and I get it. I can't even be mad. Like, yes, I get angry, but I can't even truly like hold a grudge anymore. Not that I didn't for a long time, because I did, but now like the compassion that is there, that is like, it is so terrifying, and it's more work. Okay, let's just be honest.
It's exhausting.
It is so much more work to live outside the pod. To be in a place of becoming is so much more work, because it's constant. Once you know, like if you think about the becoming as like going from the little seed that's buried under the earth, that is so safe and protected and nurtured and nourished by the soil, once that first little shoot breaks that shell and goes into the dirt and starts making its way up, from that moment, it is constant. To stay alive, to continue to grow and become, is a constant change.
It is.
A constant evolution. And there's no like, you can't just decide to go back into the seed.
No, you can't.
I mean, yes, there's times of dormancy and there's times of rest and all of that, which thank the gods. But I can't look at a person who is still in their seed and be mad at them and hold a grudge and judge them because they don't have in them what it takes to break through the shell of the seed yet.
Well, and then are we any better than them if there is this judgment, right?
Right.
It's, to me, when I think of this and, you know, in terms of like past life regression work, it's like every soul that incarnates, he had another one. You would have just, I'm going to give you his website because you would have loved his stuff. Every soul has its purpose, and maybe that's just where they're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we were there at one point, like, I remember being a little kid listening to Lee Greenwood, you know, proud to be an American, and was just like so patriotic and like love the 4th of July and just that, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that holiday. It still has so much meaning behind it. But then you start looking through the layers and you break out of the pod and you're like, oh, fuck, you know? I think of this tattoo here, in the term no mud, no lotus, right? When you're talking about that bean and the little, the lotus has to bloom up through the dark water. Yeah. We got our face on sometimes. In order, and it doesn't know that there's this beautiful light and it's going to be this beautiful thing. And then I have the word satya, which is Sanskrit for truth here, because that is, when we do that, that is the ultimate like truth. And it's everybody's truth is different. And you know, some people may feel, and that's okay too, because it may be their truth to be in that being, and that's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why tolerance, coming back to that word, it's like, it's so hard though, sometimes right now. I don't have tolerance if it's harming others. That's where I lose, that's where I draw the line. Yeah. If it's harming others, then no tolerance. But if you're just in your space and you're figuring it out and that's what you're doing, great.
Yeah.
But I want that respect.
Yeah, that. And this is the line. And even back to the duality. Like, I can understand, I can have compassion for, I can have patience for, grace for, all of the things, understanding that you're in your space. I don't have to go into your space. No. And you don't get to shit on my space.
Absolutely.
And as long as we have that, we're good. But if you're trying to enforce yours onto me or expecting me to, you know, like that is where, and again, it's not like, fuck you, I judge you, I don't like you, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. It's just, no, you're not welcome here. This is my dance space. This is your dance space. Our dance spaces are not overlapping.
We're not dancing together.
Yep. You go over there and do the merengue. I'm going to be over here belly dancing.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to honor you doing your journey and me doing my journey. And it's hard too, because sometimes, a lot of times, it happens with the people we love.
Yes.
Our families, our close friends, and people that you would think that would be in your life forever. And I think I am seeing a lot of that in sessions and just in the work that I do. Is a lot of people are getting to that point in relationships where they're saying, no, that doesn't actually work for me. And coming back around to self-devotion, which is part of being feral, is you have to have, because you have to, like, I get to do me, right?
Yeah.
You get to give yourself permission to be you, and then be authentic, and to be your little freaky self, and all that encompasses, which means messy and, wild, and, and also very in your shit and knowing who you are.
Yes.
So speaking of astrology, and you had mentioned your human design and your astrology and all of those things, and how you are in that disruptor mode, right?
Yeah.
I find this stuff so fascinating, kind of like the avoidant and the anxious attachment style, because it really does, to me, and again, this goes back to the magic, or the, I think so much of the stuff is based in neuroscience too. Like,
yes,
it absolutely is.
When, you know what, even as we're talking, when I say magic, it's just the things that don't fit inside the box.
Completely.
That's what the magic is. Like, it doesn't fit inside your typical, this is something that we have been ingrained with box.
Right.
It gets to be magic.
Which, I think of this and it's like, there are other people who, there are folks who would call that a miracle, right?
Yes.
So, or God's work, or whatever you want to say, call it a miracle, call it God's work, call it spirituality, call it magic, call it whatever you want. It's the shit that's powerful, and sometimes the shit we can't explain.
Yes.
And that's important. So you're the disruptor. So my human design is a projector. I'm a Taurus, and my Enneagram, I forget, it's the teacher. I know that's, I forget the number. I wasn't as steeped in Enneagram. But my role has always been the watcher and the teacher. And being a projector, I feel things and I see things so, like, it feels like so clearly.
Yeah.
But then there's this element of needing, this is the one that's real so hard, is needing the invitation. Yeah. I need the invitation.
Yes.
And you don't always get that invitation. So it's that, but right? And so I think that's where the teaching part comes out. It's like, okay, well, I know these things, so I can share these things. But then if you are in a teaching space, then people are coming to you to know the said things, instead of just being like, here's how I feel about that, you know, which is, I can do that, but that's hard sometimes. And I look at how that's come across in my life. And I think each of these elements have the shadow sides and the light sides, right?
Yeah.
And my thing for being a projector is often holding it in, or either, like, when it finally gets to come out, it just explodes.
Yes.
Or trying to offer help when people don't want help. And that is the thing that I bump up against the most, especially like in difficult situations like we've been talking about. Like you said, we talked about the bean or the pod. I would love to be like, look what I've learned, and oh my gosh. And I, it is hard sometimes to be like, that's not mine.
Right.
That's not mine. And that's their journey. And I don't have to explain myself, right? So it's really interesting, and also hard at sometimes. It's hard to be a disruptor. It's hard to be the watcher who's seeing things and then also doesn't always say the things. But I do find all of this super fascinating. So,
and I think it's, as we're experiencing it, like me as the disruptor at 50 versus 40,
right?
Very different places. Same projector, or, what the evolution of us as these people that we are. It's who we are in the various versions of our life. It's the evolution of us, and we get to be these people. We get to what Amanda experienced at 35 and coming back around at 45 gets to be a new version of the same parts of you that are becoming. It's
Absolutely.
just, it's the whole process of the becoming is what I'm trying to say.
And you said it well. We've said all the things well, I think, right?
And I think it's such a, like, this whole conversation is just such a cool example of the duality, the polarity of life, of humaning, of being these complex people who love, who learn, who become over and over and over again.
Absolutely. Who grow, who get messy, who take moments to hide and then come back at it again. Yes. It's just being human, and it's being certifiably feral, because that's what we're all about is the entirety of it. Yeah. Right? The entirety.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel really grateful to be able to do that and to share it in this way.
Me too.
To let it have purpose.
100%. And I'm grateful for this opportunity and this podcast to do this with you and to share this with you guys at home, listening in or wherever you're at. Because this does feel like something like you bring it back to your journey where they're getting to be lit up, doing what makes people feel like in their realm. And that is what this is for me. And I know that's the same for you.
Yeah.
So feels so good.
Yeah.
So you will be hearing more from us. Like and comment and share. Please share.
Yes.
Please share us.
It would be really fun.
Yeah.
To get to broaden and expand the conversations.
It would. We'll be back here with some guests, and we'll be back here just the two of us doing what we love, doing what we do.
Yes, we will have Hannah. I know I wanted to follow up on this. We said we were going to have Hannah, and then I got really sick, and then Hannah left the country. So she's coming.
She's coming. And we have a few other people that are coming, so we can't wait to share that with you.
No.
Thank you all for watching another episode of Certifiably Feral. Yes, your mic's on.
Thanks. Sorry. It's a technical day.
Oh, we didn't. Cheers, RT. I'm almost out. Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you for watching another episode of
Every time.
Thank you for watching another episode of Certifiably Feral. We are a little bit wild,
a little bit messy,
and a whole lot of unhinged. Do it, lady.
Meow.